Our objective for this video is I can solve one and two-step equations, which this is something that you guys went over last year, and we've done some of it this year already as well. But I'm just going to go over the basic steps again with a couple of examples. And when we talk about solving one and two-step equations, we're talking about our normal operations. So we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And then we have our inverse operations, or our opposites. And of course, the opposite of adding is subtracting, the opposite of subtracting is adding, the opposite of multiplying is dividing, and the opposite of dividing is multiplying. Right? Makes sense. Okay, so if we have, let's just start with a one-step equation, and we're usually solving for the variable x because x has the most problems. That's a 6. 3x plus 6 equals 12. This is a two-step equation. That's not what I said we'd start with. Sorry. 3x 3x equals 12. Okay, so this is the same thing as saying 3 times x equals 12. We need some number that we multiply it by 3 and we get 12. And a lot of us, we can look at that and we can just say, okay, I know what x is already. But we want to know the steps because they're going to get more complicated than this and we need to know what we're doing. It's an equation. It needs to stay equal. It needs to stay the same on each side. So we can do anything we want, but we need to do it to both sides of the equation. It's kind of like a scale. The equal sign is the center, and in order to keep it balanced, both sides have to be equivalent. They have to be the same. It's kind of like if we have 3 apples, or we have a box, and the box weighs the same amount as 3 apples. And we want to know, well, what does 1 apple weigh? And we'll figure that out. Okay, so we're going to divide because 3 times x, right? The inverse operation of multiplication is division. I don't know why I wrote 4. We're going to divide both sides by 3. Okay, 3 divided by 3 is just a 1. And so 1 times x, anything times 1 is just itself. So 1 times x is x, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. So 1x is equal to 4. And 3 of those would be equal to 12, right? 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, so that's just a simple one-step multiplication. Now let's do one-step subtraction. So we just have x minus 17 is equal to 22. Okay, so in this case, we have x minus 17. Our inverse operation would be to add to both sides. And minus 17 plus 17, those are opposites of each other, right? So we have a negative 17 and a positive 17. They cancel each other out and become 0. Nothing happened to our x though, that's still there. And 22 plus 17 is 39. Okay? All right, now let's do some two steps. Let's say we have 2x plus 4 is equal to 16. Okay, if you guys remember PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, we're now doing SADMEP. Okay, we want to go in the opposite order. We don't absolutely have to, but it works a lot better if we do. So SADMEP says we subtract first. We have a plus 4 right here that we want to get rid of because we still want to get the x by itself, so we're going to subtract 4 from both sides, and that brings down, so positive 4, negative 4 cancel each other out. Nothing happened to my 2x, that's still there. My 2 times x equals 16 minus 4. 16 minus 4 is 12. Divide both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 is just 1, so that becomes 1x. And 12 divided by 2 is 6, so x equals 6. So 2 times 6 is 12. 12 plus 4 is 16. You see that works. Okay, and then just one more two-step equation. We'll do negative 4x plus 13 equals negative 23. Okay, Yeah, that should work. Okay, so again, reverse operations, we want to add and subtract first. So we're going to get rid of this 13. We want the x by itself, so we need to get rid of the 13. We need to get rid of the negative 4. But this is being multiplied, this is being added, so we're going to go in reverse order. So subtract 13 from both sides. And positive 13, negative 13 cancel each other out. Negative 4x equals negative 23 and negative 13. They're both negative, right? So 23 plus 13 is 36. And because they're both negative, it stays negative. Divide both sides by negative 4, right? This is negative 4 times x. The inverse operation of that would be divide by negative 4. Divide by negative 4. Move this out of the way. And that gives us positive 1x, right? Negative 4 divided by negative 4 is still 1, equals negative 36 divided by 4. Well, negative divided by negative is a positive. 4 goes into 36 9 times, so x equals 9. Okay, that's just a quick review. Hopefully that helps. If you need more practice, there's plenty of practice on Khan Academy. If you need help with something, if there's something that I'm doing that you're not understanding, please let me know either by email or on Teams.